Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. It is Mindful Mondays. So, I want to know again what is up for you, and we're going to work with who we are. Who are you really? We often think that we are our thoughts or our feelings or our bodies, and we're not. We are a lot bigger and greater than that. I was in India a while ago, and I was at an ashram, and the teacher there had never met me. It was my first day. And we were sitting in satsang, or spiritual question and answer, and he looks at me and says, "You." I was nervous because I had no idea what to expect, and I said, "Yes." He said, "You're a yoga teacher, yes?" And I said, "I guess you could call me that. Yeah, that's what I tend to teach yoga." And he said, "No, you're much bigger, you're much greater, more magnificent than that. You are eternal. You are not what you are. You're not what your job. You are not your body. You are not your occupation. You are not the labels that you have put on yourself or that society has put on you. And you are not your feelings. You are not the color of your skin. And so this is my message for you today, is what do you identify yourself as? And how does that make you feel? You know, like if you are your body, if that is your existence, when the body dies, who are you? Right? Where do you go, or do you die? Right? And I want you to sit with this. We're going to do a little practice to cultivate some mindfulness about this, but you're also just not, you are not your thoughts. We are so identified with our thoughts and our feelings, and we think that we are these things, and we're not. So I invite you to close your eyes. If you're in a place that you can do that, you can also do this later. But if you can do it right now, do it right now. And start to notice the thoughts that are running through your mind. What's happening in your mind? Just notice what's going on in your mind. What are the thoughts? And what are the feelings? Where do you feel the feelings in your body if you're more of a feelings-oriented person? And see if you can imagine that the thoughts and the feelings are like clouds. That are just passing by, and if you understand the nature of clouds, they're always moving, no matter what. So just watching the thoughts and the feelings as if they were clouds. And imagine that you are the blue sky, timeless, eternal, and you're just watching the clouds float by. Notice the separation that happens between you and your thoughts and your feelings. Who is the thing watching the thoughts? Who is the thing watching the feelings? Right? Watching, who is that? Right? So if you're coming in now, closing the eyes, watching our thoughts, right? Just passing by like clouds, watching the feelings float by. Remembering you are not these things, you are not your thoughts. You are not your feelings. And starting to come back, you can use this practice in the future and sit with it longer, especially if it was challenging for you, if you're having trouble identifying or making contact with thoughts, like if that's something new for you, watching your thoughts, sometimes that can feel vague or not really make sense, but trust that you can do it. You just have to set your intention to do it. You're setting the intention to notice. And I remember when I started working with this practice years ago, it felt like so much work. So don't worry if it feels hard. It's not necessarily easy unless you've been practicing it. Okay, so remember that you have this ability to watch these things. And what happens when we can start to watch the thoughts and watch the feelings, we become less identified with them, and we can start to see how we might be causing or creating our own suffering. How are we causing or creating our own suffering, our own joy? So much of our life experience is in our sort of realm of control, in terms of how we perceive things and how we look at things and how we think about things. So notice as you start to separate yourself from thoughts, from the feelings themselves. Not that we are disidentified or that we are not validating, right? But it's some distance that we can create between our thoughts and who we really are. And then we start to realize that we're this peaceful, calm place inside always. Hi, Justin. And if you are in the psychotherapy field, we start to understand this as connecting with a secure base inside of ourselves, or the place inside that is always calm and that's always there for us, even if other people aren't, even if we lose something, if we gain something, if we are struggling or suffering or joyful even, right? All of these things come and go, and so we're trying to connect to the place inside that is always constant. Okay, so that's my practice and my thought for you today. And I'd love to know what you would like to learn about and what you're working with. Please comment below. I will always post these on my wall afterwards, so if you missed it, you can always go back, just check back in a few minutes, and it should be there. Okay, have a wonderful week, and I will see you on Thursday for my Facebook Live with Katie McKay on essential oils. Okay.